Good morning, everybody. Chris and Tiffany here with High Seas Cruising, and today is a sea day on board the Discovery Princess. But that is not actually the important fact for today. The important fact for today, it's somebody's birthday. Isn't today your birthday?
I thought it was yours.
No, it is your birthday today. May 26th is Tiffany's birthday. So you know what? Everybody do me a favor. Comment happy birthday down below for Tiffany. See how many birthday wishes we can get for her. Now back to the Discovery Princess. Today is a sea day, like I said. So today we're going to be doing activities on board the ship. And I looked through and I saw several interesting activities happening today throughout the day. So let's get our day started. We're going to go up. We're going to eat some breakfast. Tiffany needs birthday cake for breakfast. Right, birthday cake for breakfast?
Sure.
She already has birthday coffee. See, she's already there, but now she needs birthday cake. So let's get this day going on the Discovery Princess. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
All right, well, G-O-O-D, good morning. Welcome to the Princess Theater. Hello. It is my pleasure to introduce to you, I talked about the bottom. It's my pleasure to introduce to you the top. Please welcome your captain, Captain John Smith, and Chief Engineer Tomislav Yakov.
Morning, everybody. Is there nothing happening around the ship? Why are you all here? Normally there's only 2 or 3 people in here and they're asleep by now. Don't worry, you'll be asleep within the next hour, believe me.
Thank you, Captain.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Tomislav. So thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us. Thank you. Now, we're going to start kind of in general, then we're going to get kind of specific. Let's start off with Captain. Captain, what does a captain on a cruise ship do?
Well, as little as possible. And I can say that in truth, because I have a fantastic team behind me. And then next to me, of course, I have Tomislav Lyoka. He's the chief engineer, so he makes sure that everything that's supposed to go up and down and round, continues to do so, and fixes everything that I break, which is a good thing. And he's head of the technical department, around about 150, 160 people he's responsible for. And then he's not here today, he's close to the bridge, hopefully, is the staff captain, the second in command. He's in charge of the deck department, head of department, second in command, as I say, in charge of security, navigation, and the overall outside fabric of the ship, making sure that Discovery Princess stays beautiful. So with a combination of these 3, the heads of department, they basically run the ship, and I play PlayStation.
What about you, Tomislav, chief engineer? Kind of what do you look over? He kind of mentioned it a bit, but what else do you do?
That's a good question, because also I don't do much. I'm just looking over. So my team is doing many things. We are monitoring all machinery, such as heavy machinery like engines and propulsion motors and boilers, compressors, many things which are laid down on deck 1, all up to deck 20, and we are taking care of all electrical or technical equipment. So from heavy machinery up to the hair dryer on one of the cabin.
Of all things to choose, the hair dryer.
Yes, I don't use it much, but...
So I joined Princess Cruises, that was 16 years ago, and I've been captain for 6 years now.
What about you, Captain? How long have you worked on ships in total?
We weren't going to do this again, remember? So, February just gone, it's 40 years.
40 years. That is a long, 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 long time. It's a long time.
Unlike your career is going to be.
What are days like for you all? What are busy days for you? What is a sea day busier than a day that we're in port? And what is your busy day? What are your busy days, Captain?
Well, they're both very different. So first thing in the morning, I wake up, which when you get to a certain age is always a bonus and surprises me sometimes, so that's always good. If it's a port day, then I normally get a call at around about 3 o'clock in the morning, and then even though our actual arrival times are 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, things like this, we've got a number of preparations to make sure that the ship is ready to go into port. Tomislav is called just about at the same time because he makes sure that the engine room is all ready for manoeuvring as well. And then put the ship alongside, either myself or one of my officers. I don't do all the driving. Then quite often it's my staff captain or senior first officers that do the driving, so that I can train them to one day replace me. Then from there, it's normally go back into the office and delve through the hundreds of emails that have come in overnight, and the most used button on my computer is delete, which is quite handy, and then take the hundreds down to about 15 or 20 which are actually important. Then I'll be in touch with the chief, the staff captain and the hotel general manager to see if there's anything that they need me to get involved with a little bit more of a hammer blow, shall we say, to some of the emails that we get. And then they invariably say, no, Captain, go away. We're quite good. We're quite happy without you. So again, I go and play PlayStation.
So with all the technology and things going on, is it easy to drive a ship? Is it easy to dock a ship? Is that easy?
It is for me. I don't just prance around on a stage all day.
Well, great. Okay, all right, you play it.
I was asked a question by a passenger, I hope he's not here at the moment, the other day, which is the best side to see the whales? So, well, I'm not really in control of that, sir. And of course, the old one, right, so, you're Captain Smith? I said, yes. And said, so, were you on the Titanic? I said, well, thanks very much if I look that old. It's 110 years ago. So my automatic answer, of course, is, and it's truthful, is that no, I'm not a relation to Captain Edward John Smith, but I am related to Captain John Smith, who had a really good time with Pocahontas.
So speaking of like being in charge of a ship, being like the captain, is it like kind of nerve-wracking? Like how do you, because you're in command of like this entire vessel with all these people, you make decisions that they're like life-changing, life-altering, life-saving decisions. How do you do that?
Well, when I'm talking to you, it's quite easy to make a life-changing decision. So, yeah, I don't think about it in that way. The ship's worth around about $1 billion, and of course the lives on board are priceless. But the way, if I was to think about it in those terms, then you'd go slightly doolally. So the way I've always thought about it is I keep the ship safe. And if I keep the ship safe, then I keep everything else safe, the people safe, the ship itself safe, and the environment safe. So my whole idea of being here, my only priority, my main priority is safety of the ship, and therefore safety of everybody on board.
I know certain ports have pilots who come on board and then sort of take over captaining or assist in captaining. I don't know how that works. So that if you could clarify, like, who's actually doing the navigation when a pilot comes on board, and like if the ship crashes into the pier, who's legally responsible? Is it the harbor pilot or you?
All right, the pilots that come on board, they are local experts in the area that we're sailing. Sometimes the pilot take what we call the con, so they start to drive the ship, but that's under our observation. So the pilot comes on as an advisor everywhere in the world. Okay, I never give command of the ship to anyone except another captain when I'm going home. All right, so at all times I'm responsible. If the ship crashes into the quayside, like you say, then yeah, I'm going down the gangway in handcuffs. So I try not to make that happen. So what we've got, we're a conventional ship. We don't have azipods. Azipods are 2 units that hang just under the ship with a propeller on the end, and then you can turn them to wherever you want them. So with resultant vectors, then you can maneuver the ship highly effectively. We're traditional, so I have 2 inward turning propellers with 2 rudders directly behind them. And then that's for our normal, as we are now, then we're just steering as a normal ship would. And then for the actual maneuvering, then I have 3 bow thrusters, which are 10,000 horsepower, and 3 stern thrusters, which are again 10,000 horsepower.
Hold on, if we got all of that, why'd you have me row?
Next question. And so with the thrusters and the engines, I can maneuver the ship with around about 25 knots beam wind. So when it's 90 degrees to the actual ship, then at 30 knots, then, 25 knots, then I can still hold the ship and maneuver the ship without tugs or any other assistance. So very powerful, and as you've seen, I can make her dance a little bit. I'll put her around a couple of icebergs in Endicott because, as you probably noticed looking ahead, they only look small because they're a long way away, but there were some big bergs up there, so that's why I couldn't go any further, and unfortunately couldn't make it to the glacier. But again, I go back to safety of the ship is your safety as well. So there you go.
Yeah, the microphone's up a little bit low. So he asked if we have like a belligerent guest, do you have like are you like the president of like bad people?
Yeah, can you detain, belligerent passengers? Is there a jail on board, or what do you do from a captain's standpoint with that kind of decision?
Yeah, it's the law of the sea, and also in your passenger contract that you'll be nice people. And if you're not, then yes, I have full powers to make sure that you're not a danger or an issue for the other passengers. So yes, I can imprison, and ultimately, and I have done this, then if someone decides they're going to be a real really belligerent, then pack your bags, you're going home.
My name's Sam, I'm second officer on board Discovery Princess. This presentation is designed about all the questions which we get asked, how we navigate Discovery Princess through all these amazing ports that we visit. We do tailor the presentation, say, from time to time of all the different questions which we get, so hopefully some of the questions that are in your mind that you want to ask are answered in the presentation. My name's Sam, second officer, and I conduct the 8 to 12 watch on board Discovery Princess. So that's from 8 o'clock in the morning until midday and 8 o'clock in the evening until midnight. I am the senior watchkeeper and I'm accompanied by a junior watchkeeper, and together we drive the ship in this time period. So Discovery Princess is a Royal class vessel. She is the 6th and final vessel of the class. So when we say a vessel of the class, some of you may have sailed on some of the sister ships. Started all the way back with the Royal Princess, follow Regal, Majestic, Sky, Enchanted, and then finally Discovery. So we build the same design of ship. You'll notice a lot of similarities, but also some subtle differences if you have been on any of the sister vessels. We say final vessel of the class because some of you may be aware already that we have got our next generation of vessel well underway in construction, set to join the fleet next year, and this will be a whole new generation of vessel, a completely different design. We're moving on, I say, to our next generation. However, at the moment, Discovery Princess is still the newest vessel in the fleet. She was delivered to Princess on the 28th of January just last year. In Monfalcone, the ship was built back in Italy. I had the privilege of actually joining the ship in the final stages of construction last year.
So, a sea day done, complete, in the books. This is actually our last full sea day here on board the ship. Tomorrow's going to be a little weird, but today was a full sea day, and we mostly just did activities around the ship. Obviously, it's not like we're going to get off, because that's going to be swimming. But I will say this much. We have had a extreme amount, what I consider extreme amount of wildlife. We have seen gray whales.
Yes.
We've seen orcas. We've seen seals. We've seen these crazy birds that look like they're running on the water. And not just like one or two. I mean, there have been like a couple of pods of the gray whales and several different pods of the orcas. So just for whale watching, it's been spectacular in my opinion. I don't know how many whales you're supposed to see, but I feel like we saw a lot of whales.
Yes.
Now, a lot of it was through the binoculars, except for one pod of orcas. They couldn't have been very far off the side of the ship, and boy, they just came out of the water, I mean, right there. Of course, no camera in hand when that happens. The camera's in the room on the charger. Just happen to be looking over a balcony, and here comes the whales.
That's usually how it works.
Yeah. But, so yeah, it's been a good time for whale watching, definitely for sure. Tiffany saw, and I missed it. I wasn't even in the room. She's hanging out on the balcony. Tell them your story about your gray whale.
I just got up this morning, opened the curtains, and was looking out the balcony, and I kept seeing the spray. So I grabbed my binoculars, and a couple of gray whales crested and broke the water, breached the water.
Well, you said it came out and landed on the side.
It came out and kind of... It didn't come completely out, but most of it came out and just kind of landed on its side, on its back into the water. It did that about 3 or 4 times, and there was another one next to it doing the same thing. So I was trying to text Chris, but he missed it. So
yeah, I completely missed that particular experience. So besides some great whale watching today, we did go down for the Meet the Captain, Captain Smith, for his little question and answer period, which I really enjoy. I like, learning about the captains, and he always has interesting stories. That's a lot of experience. I mean, Captain Smith has 40 years of experience on the sea. He's got a lot of stories. They tried to make it fun and funny, things like that. Then we went over to an enrichment lecture, which was about ship navigation. We learned about how they navigate, different tools, equipment, the number of people it takes. So it's kind of a bit of an educational day.
yeah.
More than anything else that we had today. Then we went to the show tonight, Rock Opera. Wow. That show was really, really good. I mean, the cast members did spectacular in that show. Of course, no videotaping. It's all copyrighted, so no recording, no audio recording. You could take pictures with no flash, which is why we have pictures of it. But it is a really, really good show. Highly recommend Rock Opera. Then we went up, ate at the buffet, and we are back in the room. It's almost 10 o'clock at night, so we're going to go ahead and get ready to shut it down for today. Now tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow is a bit of a weird day because it's mostly a sea day, but then we're going to Victoria. So we get to Victoria at 7 p.m. at night, and we're there from 7 p.m. till 11:30. So it's not a long port stop, but it is a port stop, so we will still get to, see Canada, say we went to Canada, but, it's mostly sea day, and then a couple hours in Victoria, and that's going to be our final full day on the ship. But we're going to get off of here for now. Catch up with you guys again tomorrow. So I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime I rat out the birthday girl on, one of our videos, which she was very happy about, by the way. She was like, "You did what?" Oh, yeah, because I posted on Facebook. I posted on YouTube. I talked about it in the video. Everybody now knows that Tiffany is 72. That's right? Isn't it 72?
Sure.
She's no fun. All right. Well, I hope everyone had a great day. And like always,
we'll see you out on the high seas.